possible to move down a bit? Oh,
The handle right there.
oh, okay. No, it just moves. Oh, okay. There we go.
Welcome everyone to the Crypto Fix. I'm your host Ant, and I'm here today with a special guest. I mean, she's not special. She's
I'm
always
not
here.
special.
She is special. This is the boss lady. So this is the. In terms, it's the office manager, but in America, should consider the president of BT Miners.
No, no president is crazy. I am the branch manager for the U.S. sector over here.
Of BT Miners, yes. Everyone, welcome. Today, it's been a crazy week. Been crazy. So, how's your week been?
Like a roller coaster, actually. Just with the price of Bitcoin.
Oh, yes.
So we were at 24,000, and then it just dropped, and now we're doing better again. We're I think last time I checked we're like 25,000. So that's pretty good, but it for a little bit when it dropped around 22, it really had me scared.
Yes, and now it's like 26 and some change. My week been we got hit with a snowstorm early this week. On Tuesday. But you look outside in New York, where we at, you can never tell that we got hit with at least 11 inches of snow. The weather is so beautiful, sunny. And spring is what, Monday?
I don't feel like we're too up north.
So it's springtime. So let's jump into this. We got a paper real quick. There we go. So the first story today is from CoinDesk.com. U.S. banking crisis could strengthen crypto long-term, experts say. So if you don't know a gist of the story, that majority of these banks are falling from signature credit issues. That's how you say it, issues? Credit issues.
SVB.
It's Silicon Valley Bank. These falling apart, and by they falling apart, people say it's a big push towards crypto, long term. Because your money is only FDIC only it shows up to $250,000. I don't have $250,000 in none of my accounts.
So I think that is another thing that's making crypto more attractive is that diversity. Nowadays, interest from leaving your money in a savings account is not attractive anymore. I mean, my interest rate, like my interest rate for my savings account is like 0.05% with Bank of America. That's like nothing. And so in order for you to really like a better place to put your money, basically, for the past 10-20 years has been either stocks, bonds, or now it's crypto. And crypto does give that diversity in your portfolio.
Okay, so as regular individuals, should we be worried about these banks falling under?
In a way, yes. They're all tied together. When we don't trust, I feel like the bank is related to the government, right? So if we don't trust, if 2 or 3 banks fall, then we're going to be worried that the banks that we use for our typical paycheck, right, direct deposit, will those fall? I feel like for at least for most people I know, most of our money is still in the more traditional establishments, like institutions like the banks or the stocks or bonds. Most people I know do not have majority of their money in crypto. Because there is that, versus crypto, it does fluctuate more than most other investments.
It does. It is very volatile.
But that also means that if stocks and bonds are not doing well, because crypto does not follow the same trend as stocks or bond. So if your stocks and bonds are not doing well, at least there's one other option where that may be doing well in case there's emergency money, emergency expense, then you can withdraw really quickly.
All right. So now here's a question, right? With everything going on, if crypto had the same notoriety back in 2009, I'm about to say 2019, in 2009 when the first banking crisis, do you think people would have invested in crypto back then? If it has the notoriety it has now, back in 2009.
So 2009, I feel like the biggest problem with 2009 was the real estate bubble. 2008, the real estate bubble. I feel like if we had the option to invest in crypto back in 2009, there would be less tragedy, I guess. There would be more cushion because because crypto is not going to be as affected by the real estate bubble. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, the real estate bubble happened, but like I said, when Barack Obama got in office in 2008, 2009, before they took term, like I said, large money was to bail out these banks, and it was due to loans and things of that nature. Unemployment rate shot up and everything else. But like I said, the banks was bailed out first before they bailed out the people.
Yes. Banks and large corporations.
Yes.
You don't want, government does not want a whole bunch of, they don't want to increase unemployment. Right?
Because the banks was bailed out first and crypto was around, people would have said, oh, I'm not going to deal with the banks no more because you can't trust the banks. I can deal with crypto.
Well, banks' money are issued by the U.S. government. Like U.S. dollar is issued by the U.S. government. So the U.S. government can bail out banks, but crypto industry, I mean, typically the crypto industry is international. Hence, they can't go to the U.S. government for a bailout.
Yeah.
Because they're not related. They are, like, crypto does affect the economy, but you can't ask, just because crypto is affecting the U.S. economy, you cannot ask the U.S. government to bail out an international company.
I see what you're saying. So investing in the crypto back then would have been a bad idea?
I don't think it's a bad idea because it's a cushion for the fall. Like, you at least, if back then stocks plummeted, real estate plummeted, you need something to keep you afloat, and crypto is what would have been able to keep us. I mean,
keep the people that had the money.
We don't really know what could have happened, but if crypto was as strong back then, I mean, crypto wasn't available back then. Bitcoin was created in 2009. And the recession, I think, started in 2008, right? So, but if Bitcoin was available back then and it was as strong as it is now as back then there will be less, I feel like there will be less people that were bankrupt.
So with that, I want to touch back. I want to rewind that the cushion. First of all, your portfolio. So the people that don't have the portfolios, that was affected by the crisis of the banking issues. So I don't have stocks, I don't have real estate, but I'm still getting affected due to whatever's going on in the world during that time period. If I had, let's say crypto was it was getting boom, it was booming, it was $100. I had $100 to bought into crypto. You think that would have been a wise investment? We're not getting financial advice.
Are you asking during the recession, is it wise
would have been wise
into crypto?
And crypto was it started to build. Because crypto came out January 09, but the notoriety wasn't there. If it has some notoriety, let's say it's not trading at 26,000. Let's say it's at $100. If I got $100 in my pocket, is that or $50? I got $100 extra to play with. We need to open the wise investment. So we're looking at with today's eyes. We got to look at it with back then's eyes.
Well, back then, one of the biggest issue was crypto was so new that, like back when crypto was only worth, Bitcoin was only worth a few hundred dollars. Crypto was so new that there's no trust behind it. So when the market or when the economy is bad and you have a little bit extra money, I feel like, any investment into a strong company is good. When, right now stocks, bonds, everything is fairly low. And so if you have extra money right now, investing into, I'm not talking about, any risky business, but like Apple, Google, or, one of those established companies, regardless if you want to invest in those or crypto or Bitcoin, they will all be very good investments. Now, I personally feel like Bitcoin will, if you look at short term, like maybe 2-3 years, I do feel that Bitcoin will give a higher return than, say, Microsoft, Google, or Apple, or
how much higher return we talking?
Who knows? I can't.
She won't put a number behind it. Lena don't want to put a number behind it.
So I think financial analysis, they're not really, and even experts, they're not able to give a definite answer. So there's no point of me saying it'll go up to 1 million or it'll go up to 100,000 or whichever number. Because in 2021, I remember when btminers, it wasn't like btminers first started not too long. I just started working for btminers sector of our company, and at the time there were various experts that said by 2023, by the end of 2023, we're going to get to 500,000, or 4 or 5 years down the road, we're going to be at 1 million per Bitcoin. And yeah,
we're not there, but we do have a question from Clay Gustav. It's how is volatility alone? The volatility alone is worse than ever.
So you have to see it this way. And there is risk involved with crypto, but crypto also raises in value faster than most stocks. Or if you look at NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, if you look at the typical, I think their annual return is maybe 7, like on average is like 7-8% ish. Typically, if in a good crypto year, typically crypto will increase in value much, much higher than that. 12%. Okay, all right. If you look at Bitcoin from the beginning of this year to now, it's definitely more than 12%. So if you purchase Bitcoin at the I forgot how much Bitcoin was at in January. I think it was maybe 18,000.
18. No. Beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Beginning of January, it shot up
Yes.
to like
18, 19, I think.
it was hovering around
December or November, it was a 15.
15, and it shot up like 20, 21,000.
Well, now it's 26. So
right?
that's, so if you invest at the right time, crypto would definitely generate more profit. That's my take on it. And if you do hold it for long term, I do think I have met a lot of multi-millionaires that held crypto for a very long time, and even through all the the rise and fall of Bitcoin prices, they held on to it, and I've met 23, 24-year-olds that have $15 million in the bank.
Of crypto?
As crypto,
As crypto. So
as crypto.
Majority of us is not millionaires, so they got cushion to fall behind on.
No, they started in middle school or high school.
Okay.
So and they are from middle class family, and they start. I mean, back then you can mine Bitcoin on your laptop. You can't really do that anymore, or the amount you mine, it wouldn't really make sense. That's why we have ASICs, right? So it's more efficient way of mining. But the people who started very early, who saw the potential in Bitcoin back when it first started, I've met a lot of really young kids that are millionaires.
By playing the game early. So they got it early, and they held, regardless of what was going on in their life. It could be facing homelessness, a girl about to leave them, family issues, whatever. They held on to crypto. So they was disciplined enough to see it. So the people that deal with these other issues I mentioned miss out on being a millionaire because we had Bitcoin and had to sell it due to other issues. So pretty much you're saying that if you hold on to it, because of the volatility, let's go back to what Clay is saying, due to the volatility, I got personal things going on in my life, and the market don't seem stable enough to hold on. I need to let go.
If you compare like 5 or 10 years ago, if you compare 10 years ago to 5 years ago to today, and compare that to any stock, I think Bitcoin is still doing much better than better than most stocks that I can think of. So with stocks, I think most people are diversified. Like you don't just invest in one company. I feel like with crypto, most people just stick with the top 10 almost, but they kind of all flow on the same like trend graph as Bitcoin. And if you compare the growth of crypto in the past 5 years or in the past 10 years, you'll see that crypto does grow much faster than any other investment that you can think of.
All right, so with the trend of crypto right now, buying and selling crypto is hot right now. It's the best thing to do right now is to buy and trade it. But what would need to happen for crypto miners to get that same appeal? Do the market need to reach back to the high plateau of 68,000 for miners to be?
I think most with crypto mining, along with any other investment right now, actually, because the market is the way it is right now, mining right now, or starting to mine, investing in mining right now is more attractive than ever, because you are not going to see these prices again.
Okay.
When crypto prices go up, and I say when because I'm not saying if, because we know it will go back up. We know that once the prices for the crypto goes up, the prices for the miners will go up as well. But if you buy a miner right now, you're buying, your payment is for the miner right now. So if when crypto say like double in value, then your return will be much faster. Or it doesn't even have to double in value. When Bitcoin goes up by, 10%, 15%, well, you're still getting the same number of coins, but the same coins are now worth so much more.
Okay. Do you think that, based on what you just said, do you think that if Bitcoin goes up by 10, 15%, do you think that the manufacturers is going to produce more Bitcoin miners faster? I know everyone's in R&D stages right now.
Not everyone.
I know not everyone. we know who the big one is, not in R&D stages right now. But you think they're going to say, "Hey, we're going to re-release the S19 and things of that nature"?
So the S19 series has always been Bitmain's main focus. Other companies are, there are definitely companies out there that are focused on the altcoin, like Litecoin, Dogecoin, Cadena, Nerval, things like that. Bitcoin mining will always be the main trend until it's, I don't know until when, but until it has so much and difficulty is so high that it's simply not profitable anymore. But at that point, people would just simply move to mining a different coin.
I get that, but we all know Bitcoin sets the market trend.
Yes.
So there's people I know right now that are still mining Bitcoin, even though they're not seeing the same profits they saw a year or two ago. They're still mining. They still got hope. They say, "Yo, I don't care what no one say. I'm keeping it going."
Yes.
So the people, those individuals are saying, "I don't care what you're saying. I'm sticking with this. I'm not doing no other coin. Nothing. I'm sticking with Bitcoin."
We do have a lot of clients that even if they mine altcoin, they will still trade it in for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the most stable coin to hold. It is the trendsetter. You know Bitcoin's not going away.
Yeah.
When Bitcoin prices were higher, you have to think of this way. So like this S19 Pro, the 110 terahash, in 2021, that was the most powerful Bitcoin miner at the time. But at that time, that model was also going for $13,000-$14,000 per miner, as opposed to right now it's only selling at $3,000-ish. So you also have to see like how much you're investing into it. So Bitcoin mining itself, I do think if you have really cheap electricity, then Bitcoin mining is attractive. But we are definitely seeing, with like US electricity prices going up and the difficulty of Bitcoin mining going up, we are seeing a trend, a shift in mining. We are seeing more people inquiring about Litecoin, Dogecoin, like the L7, or most popular for the past couple 3-4 months is the KA3 Cadena. In fact, before KA3, Gold Shell's KD, I feel like when not KD Mac, KD5 first came out, was when we had the first wave of interest in Cadena mining. I think at one point KD5 on eBay was going for $80,000 per miner. It was crazy. It was overinflated. I don't know any vendor that was selling at that price, but I do remember a customer called and said, and we didn't have any KD5 in stock at the time because it was just gone as soon as it came out. But I do remember one customer called me and say, "Hey Lena, KD5 is going for $80,000 on eBay. If you have any in stock, like I don't care what the price is, sell it to me. I'll just turn around and sell it on eBay for like instant profit right away. Like I won't even mind with it. Just sell on eBay. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could help you, but it was we're all completely out of stock. But I think that was October, November of 2021 was when Kadena was just, it was just going crazy at the time.
So here's something. Do you ever see crypto becoming more mainstream? By saying more mainstream, if you talk to someone and say, "Hey, why you don't have a bank account?" You seem suspicious, right? Are we going to the place and say, "Yo, why you don't have Bitcoin?" Do you see that? Because like I say, you look at crypto now, it's mainstream, but like I said, way it's portrayed in media or in everywhere, it's like underground criminals use it.
Because there's that lack of trust,
and
then it's also the thing about how like stocks, bonds, putting money in your bank, U.S. dollar itself, it's backed by another institution, typically a government that that is very stable. And right now Bitcoin is lacking that regulation. So we see the problem with FTX and with the banking crisis today. It is that lack of trust. There's more things going on with those banks than just crypto, but because those banks are interested in crypto trading, we put the media, just tie crypto to everything that could be wrong.
So by what year we be talking to say, "Hey man, you got no Bitcoin yet?"
Nobody knows what year.
What year we be talking to say, let's become the norm and say, "Hey, what's wrong with you? Why you don't got no Bitcoin?"
The attractiveness of Bitcoin is the fact that it's not centralized, right?
Yes.
But in order for it to be more mainstream, for the common people to really invest into it, I think we will need some regulations out there that will protect investors, that that threw a whole bunch of their money into crypto. I do know, most people that well, the thing is, it's not really fair for me to say this because I am in this industry. So most people that knows me knows I'm in this industry, and hence they would invest, or at least they will look into crypto. But just among my neighbors, all of my neighbors that do play, buy or sell a little bit of stocks and bonds, most of my neighbors that do play with stocks and bonds, they do hold a little bit of crypto. Crypto is not their biggest investment, but
be holding enough to diversify their portfolio.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. So this is a mining question right here. We get miners sent here all the time for repairs. What is the proper way to maintenance your miner? Yeah, I seen some filthy ones that come to the office.
So if you do see, we do see really, really bang up miners here. Sometimes I open one up and there's dead bugs. Actually, dead bugs. You see those more than
like ants and stuff like that.
No, not ants. But like some sort of flies. Like you see flies in there, and so but flies typically they don't affect the performance of a miner. Typically, what we see is a whole bunch of dust, like dust buildups, and then corrosion. These two are the biggest things that I say would affect the performance of a miner. As of right now, most hosting facilities that I know do not do a whole lot on regular maintenance for the miner. Because if you do regular maintenance, you have to shut off the power for that sector of the building for however many hours while you go through, you clean out all dust. Typically, if they have a whole bunch of miners in there, clients do not like to see their miners being offline for hours.
I think they'll be okay with that if you let them know this in this host facility, we do maintenance on the miners. So we want to make sure your miners running at peak performance. So every 3 months we shut down for an hour and clean them.
Well, first of all, it'll take more than an hour, and
I
then,
understand,
and then also, if you really do maintenance, it'll be definitely be a lot more regular than 3 months. And regular maintenance is typically not on hosting contracts. Typically, due to various regulations, hosting facilities will put in 5% downtime. So for over the course of a whole year, typically you have to allow them 5% downtime. I think that's do calculation. I forgot how many, 18, 19 days, something like that, out of a whole year that the miner can be down. And that includes things like power outage, or during summertime heat wave, the utility company or the government may say, okay, all the hosting facility, all the mining facilities have to be shut down. And that's what happened last year.
Yeah,
there was a huge
in Texas.
Yeah, there was a huge decrease in difficulty because all Texas hosting facilities have to be shut down while they use that electricity for residential air conditioning. So you have, and blizzards, things like that. So you have to allow that. And then I've never seen regular maintenance shut down as part of a hosting contract.
I mean, we should have it. So the people that don't mess with the hosting facilities that have them in their house, what are some good tips to keep the maintenance? I understand that you don't want to shut it down, that you're losing money, but if that miner breaks down, you can always send it to us, but you're still going to be shut down regardless.
So we typically would say like make sure the inflow of air has some sort of filtration system so that there's not, at least no big bugs or so that there will be a decrease in things like dust and maybe sand and stuff going into your miner. These things will cause overheat. Like we do see problems with like resistors on the hash board, or the temperature sensor. Like if it overheats a lot, temperature sensors, they can go bad. I mean, these are fairly easy repairs, but if it happens too often, then the chips on the hash boards can break as well, like overheating. Surge protector, it's very important to have some kind of surge protection so that if there's a lightning storm outside, your machine's not fried. I have seen a couple customers that due to a lightning storm or whatever happening, their machine actually, like the interior of the machine actually started burning up. What else? So another thing would be corrosion in the air. So if you live by the ocean or live by a place where there's a lot of mineral in the air, like salt in the air, you will see those miners typically will have higher chance of corrosion than if you are in a well-protected environment. So burns from power surge and corrosion, those are
the main ones.
Those are the main problems with hash boards. And then simple things like a small screen filter for the inflow of air. Those you also have to make sure that you do clean the filter regularly so that there's it does not prevent fresh air from coming in, so it doesn't overheat.
Also, you got some breaking news that's coming down the pipeline. Gold Shell has went public.
Yes.
Last night, but not under the name of Gold Shell.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
I think it's 2 days ago.
But it's not under the name Gold Shell. I'm trying to get the name right now.
It's under IntChain.
IntChain Group. So that's IntChains Group. I'm typing in the chat for people out there.
And that's something that I really like about Gold Shell is now that it's public, right? All of its financials and documents are public, and it will be subjected to regular checks to make sure they're okay. So I feel like if we have more crypto, just anywhere in the crypto chain of industries, if we have more crypto related companies being public, being somewhat regulated, so we know they are doing, they're not doing fishy stuff. I feel like that will gain people's trust in crypto overall. And think like we worry about, say, FTX, Binance, but we don't see as much worry with Coinbase because Coinbase is public. So their papers are being looked at. Their financials are being looked at, examined every quarter, something like that. Or
every quarterly report.
Yeah.
We selling at $8.20 right now. I don't give financial advice. If you want to own a piece of Gold Shell,
Last night, I think I was looking at it was only $8.
So look, it's going up. It's up 20 cents. It went down from earlier, but 2.5% increase. Clay, you're still watching. You're the stock guy. Hey, how that sounds? You own a piece of a mining company now, because we all know how to. Now the owner of CryptoMan, CryptoCan, I'm in the house. That's what's up, brother. We miss you. So now that Gold Shell is now public, and the CEO, I don't know how much control the CEO has now, because now you're going to answer to a board of directors. With things, knock on wood, go south in the mining industry, what the board of directors is going to say, we're going to abandon this and do something else. Because like I said, they publicly traded. You messing with everyone's money, the SEC is going to get involved.
Well, here's the thing. Gold Shell, they are related crypto, but they sell machines. They are not technically, they're not on the finance sector of crypto. So they will be affected by the price of cryptocurrency. But it does, I feel like it does have that extra security of just being a registered company, being a company that is being regulated. That like it's I feel like the best of both worlds almost. It's a stock, the security of a stock. And when Bitcoin goes up in price, I do think Gold Shell's stocks will go up quite significantly. Yeah.
So we all know the big competition, big bad Bitmain, start doing things different and start putting everyone out of business. Do you see any concerns then?
So Bitmain's main focus, and I don't think they're bad for stepping into the altcoin. Yeah. It's just everyone's looking out for their best interest. Bitmain's main focus has always been Bitcoin. That's their focus from the beginning. They're not very big on altcoin, And so I don't think they are in direct competition with each other. I mean, Goshell and Bitmain. I don't think they're in direct competition with each other. Goshell's focus is on altcoin mining, and they can always pivot to a different coin. Even though Bitmain, is doing, the K3 and the K7 and the HS3, I think their focus will still be Bitcoin. They will find, ways to improve their Bitcoin machines, and that has been their history.
But we know that their focus is Bitcoin. But in the last few months, he had the whole industry in a stranglehold with these K3s. So there's market share right there of altcoins. They say, yo, Bitcoin is our bread and butter, but look what we did with one miner itself. This was one miner. They had everyone going crazy.
K3 was, that's with the popularity of Kadena. And so I feel like the other companies, the smaller companies, maybe they can explore other coins that can be mined. And that's one of the things with Goshell. They were one of the first ones to, I think they were the first ones to start Kadena mining, like ASIC miners for Kadena. And they did really well. KD5, KD6, KD Max, like those machines like just flew off the shelf. And now that Bitcoin is in this sector, if Goshell is not able to make a machine that is comparable to the K3, maybe it'll go to a more another coin. And right now, quite honestly, altcoin mining is a lot more efficient. I mean, if you look at the most profitable miners right now, they will be not considering hydro, like the immersion. The most profitable ones will be are the K3, the K7, D9, and L7.
All right.
That is the trend right now. We have to pivot to altcoin.
All right, everyone. This is the Crypto Fix. Next week, we're working on getting some guests here. So let me know, do you want me to talk to more politicians? Do you want to talk to more influencers that's in the industry itself? Get somebody that knows NFT very well. Like, hey, I need to have a conversation. But the person I know, the far away, is like, I don't know, I want to do a phone conversation. That's like it has to be in person.
That's up to you. You're the planner.
You the boss. She can fly me out anywhere I need to go. Look, let's see. You the boss. Everyone. Again, I'm at Lena. The office. What's so the people watching? Not the. Casey's the president.
Yes.
But if you bring, so you're looking from our side, the United States, he's CEO.
Yes.
The top everything. Then you come down for U.S. sector as the.
Well, I'm just the manager for the U.S. sector.
So, but but technically you still be considered president of the U.S. sector.
No.
See, no.
I'll not pay at the.
All right, everyone. We'll catch you again Tuesday, same time, same place.
Unless we have another blizzard.
I don't know to do another blizzard.
We've had just so many blizzards and storms the past 3 weeks.
I can't do another one.
Okay.
Yo, we out. Have a good weekend. Be safe.